Hello everyone and welcome to the Wolfside channel! Why some people have server lags and some don't? Then a lot of people also think that client lag is server lag and that server lag has something to do with their ping and stuff like that. I mean, there are always comments about the ping issue and a lot of people complaining since release and since Mortal Online 1. This is an unfair advantage. If I'm Australian player and I fight versus Euro players, they have an unfair advantage. Henrik explained that a long time ago. There's a link in the description to Henrik's statement to the ping normalization problem, but now to the general server lag problem. I mean, a lot of people complaining about server lag, a lot of people complaining about a lot of shit, but I also experienced that when in a fight where we were 100 versus 100 and I had 30 FPS instead of 60. For some of you it may drop a lot more, and here comes the problem. If you, for example, only have 25 FPS at that point, of course, this is then a slideshow, but then it also feels like the people are lagging, and this is 100% true. It feels like they are lagging, but for me it was still playable and it was still without a server lag. I was not seeing any lag of the people's movements and stuff like that. So in general, you need more performance in battles where a lot of numbers are there, and you need single core performance. It doesn't matter if you have a 16 core processor or whatever stuff. It doesn't fucking matter. The only core that matters is the first fucking core. I mean, of course, there are some client performance issues and they will be fixed with the Unreal Engine 5, at least a lot of them. But the main thing is, even if you have top peak performance and you're living in Australia, I'm getting a few comments from Australian players, from players all around the world, who are saying what Henrik claims is not true of the ping normalization and all the other stuff. The main problem is I can't confirm it. I mean, I live in Germany, that is pretty near the server. The server is in London, the Great Britannia. And for me, the game doesn't matter who I fight. It seems like completely normal and it works. And I don't know what your experience is, so please leave comments below. We need more opinions on that matter, if it works or if it don't work. And also look in the description for the vote. But now the much more interesting thing is what Henrik thinks about all the stuff with the ping normalization system, the client lags, the server lags, and the whole performance in general, and especially in fights.
Or just roaming around, we don't see any heavy load on the servers. So there's not a single capacity or delay so far since latest network have been deployed. So the load is extremely efficient. So yeah, we were happy with that. I literally watched the server starting last night. That's strange. Did you log in and look at the task manager or the monitoring tools? I'm just curious how you saw that, because I did that as well and I didn't see any stuttering on the server. That's not really what's happening. So we need to remember that we have players across the world, which is kind of unique for this type of MMO games, and that means there's a lot of routing to our servers from multiple clients across the world. And every now and then it happens to there may be issues in routing issues from different tiers and countries, etc. And that can result in poor drops of performance from certain clients or areas to the server. And that doesn't mean that the server is dying, you know. It's obviously a big difference, as you can understand, and that's something that happens every now and then. And it's also obviously something that adds a little bit to the risk when it comes to stability, because if you are in the same country as the server, for instance, there are naturally less routing jumps, right? And that means less problematic jumps, and the more there are, obviously the higher risk. So that's something to consider as well. This is usually something that have been very stable worldwide these days because of very good, you know, cable connections and tiers across the world. But it still happens every now and then. So, you know, obviously that's also something that will hopefully be even more improved in the future. When in the worst possible timing, you got dropped and it wasn't the server and it wasn't your local internet, but routing issues towards the server. And yeah, you know, Australia is quite a few jumps before you are on the server, so there's a little bit more risk for that to happen, right? But yeah, every time I see anyone have any problems, you know, when we see a large groups, you know, writing F on Discord, then we know that a node went down or something. And when I go in to confirm, then yes, a node went down, backup takes over, you get disconnected, and then you can go log in and back again and play as usual. That node crash had been fixed in today's server patch. So I'm crossing my fingers that that fix holds, which means hopefully that won't happen anymore. We're gonna monitor that. We'll probably know in a week or two, right, where we're standing.
besides that the server is crashing sometimes. So that means that if not so much load is on the servers, it means it's not directly the server lag. So maybe it's the ping normalization system, which is for some people not really working pretty good, or maybe it's just the client performance. So we can only hope that the Unreal Engine 5 patch will not burn our PCs to death. I mean, I love graphics and I love really good graphics, of course, but we also need a potato mode option. I mean, just for the performance sake. I mean, there are PvP players out there. They are maybe talented, but they have a shitty PC, or they have not so good graphics card, or a very shitty processor. The processor is the main bottleneck in Mortal Online, by the way. Yeah, I know it sounds silly. Of course, you need a decent graphics card, but the main bottleneck for nearly all people with good graphics cards is the processor. Because Mortal uses mainly one core. Not only one core, but in most of the time. And maybe this will get better with Unreal Engine 5. I don't know. I'm not a game programmer. I'm just a web developer. I have no fucking idea how this works. So maybe there will be some performance improvements with the Unreal Engine 5. Of course, with a graphics improvement. But my little suggestion here is for StarVolt, please insert a potato mode. What I mean with potato mode is that all the textures are getting nearly one texture. For example, the whole armor and stuff is just one blank area, one color, and stuff like that. That the objects still have the I don't know how should I say it. That you exactly know what it is and how it looks like, but that it's complete potato mode. That you can play it on a 10-year-old laptop or whatever stuff, or on an office PC. Maybe not completely fluent. Don't matter, but at least that you can play, for example, to mine Granum and stuff like that. Because a lot of people out there having their PCs on and with their phone, using their phone to get to the next Granum node and stuff like that while they are at their workplace. No joke. No joke, I know someone who's doing that. And then for people with just normal performance PCs and stuff like that can play Mortal Online normally with 60 FPS, everything fine. But when you enter 100 to 100 battles, then we need a fucking potato mode that people can play competitive PvP. I mean, you can be really good at Mortal Online too, but it doesn't matter if you don't have the more than the 20 FPS in a 100 versus 100 fight, you're done. You're getting devastated. You get ripped apart. So it's very important, StarVolt, that you crank up the graphics to skyrocketing high levels because that sales. But also don't forget the very, very low end that you really have potato graphics in there that everyone can enjoy very, very, very large battles. And not only people who have 5,000 euros for a gaming PC. So thanks for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe and ring the bell. So special thanks to all the supporters, of course. Carmel, Professor Lukario, Rhonus, Paarthurnax, Cologne, Bulldog, Giovanni, Vargas, Mip, Greta, you, and all the others, of course. And never forget to ping hard. I mean party hard. Never forget to make party hard. And see you all next time. Goodbye.